So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, broadcast and recorded live on blogtalkradio.com from the new media and baseball capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. Rie Heffron is a 34-year-old product specialist from Woodland Hills, California. She went on the new NBC reality series, America's Toughest Jobs, to prove she isn't another pretty face. Just another pretty face, I should say, even if she really does have a very pretty face. The show really put her through her paces, too, and she's here to talk about it. But first, listen to this brief clip from the show and prepare to meet Rie.
People always judge me by my looks because I have this kind of an outward appearance, so people automatically assume, one, that I'm a weakling. I'm just this little pretty girl that just, doesn't have a brain, doesn't have any strength. For me, it was nice to be able to show that I have all of that. That doesn't matter what I look like, here, that I actually have strength here as well as here.
Rie, welcome to Mr. Media.
Oh, hi there. Thanks for having me.
Oh, delighted to have you. I enjoyed watching you on the show. I don't know how you do that stuff.
Well, I think when I was doing it, I don't know how I did it either. You kind of just go with the flow and see that everybody else is doing it and thinking that, okay, I got to do it or I'm going to get kicked off. And I don't want to be kicked off.
Now, what possesses someone to sign up for a reality series, especially this one, which was new, and I mean, you have no idea what they're going to do with you. I mean, you haven't seen it before, so why would you agree to do this?
I'll be honest with you. It was because I was ticked off at my husband. That's exactly the reason why. Because my husband had done a reality show himself, and he was kind of being, and he hates that I say this, but he was kind of being a little pseudo-celebrity one day on the phone. And I got off the phone with him, and I was like, really? Really, you're going to be that way with me? Watch me book my own reality show. That's what I thought to myself. And then I go and I saw this casting notice, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just go see. I'll submit myself and see what happens. And then I ended up getting it. So then, of course, my husband really didn't think, because as the whole it was like a month-and-a-half long process of actually getting onto the show. And as I would go do things for this, he just kept thinking I was joking or for whatever reason, and it didn't dawn on him until about 2 weeks before I left for the taping of the show that he's like, you're really going to be on a reality show. It's like, dude, I've been telling you all along.
So I have to ask, what show was he on?
My husband, Rie Heffron, was on Last Comic Standing.
Oh.
Yeah, he was season 2 winner. So he ended up, of course, his is totally different because I feel like, America's Toughest Jobs celebrates our blue-collar workers and the day-to-day people who make, the luxuries in our life happen. But my husband's show was more of like, those are the guys that make our day-to-day people laugh. So it's a different skill unto itself.
Well, I was going to say, too, the show that he was on, he went out there and killed, and the show you were on, you went out to be killed, I guess.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly it.
Now, because the show is still very new, I think 3, maybe 4 episodes have aired, can you describe what it's about to people who may not have seen it?
Yes, America's Toughest Jobs celebrates the blue-collar workers of America. So it is truly the people that, get our food to the grocery stores. It's the people that go and find the gold so that we can wear the beautiful jewelry. It's, the crab that you're eating at a grocery store that's brought in from Dutch Harbor, those guys that are out there crab fishing. And it's the oil that you're putting in your car from those roughnecks that are out there, drilling for oil. And that's what the show is about. It's showing how great our America is by its workers.
And you go out there with, like on a lot of the reality shows, you go out and compete. For instance, the monster truck episode, you go out and you learned how to drive a monster truck, right?
Yes. They for all of the jobs, including the Monster Jam, they kind of show you a brief, and it is brief when I say that, because they want to see you kind of fail, just to, because like in any job, you're always going out and you're kind of, when you're new, you're still trying to figure it all out and you're asking a lot of questions. So they train you, and then some training was like, for truck driving, actually, when we had to get our commercial driver's license, that was a week-long training that was done before we even started taping. And then, like, for the crab fishing, we had the bosses or whatever showed us one round of how it works on the boat and then threw us in. Okay, take a position. And then you're like, well, what was I supposed to do? Feed this here, throw this what, get the bait, cut the this, feed the hydraulics where, throw the hook, something, you know. And then same thing with like gold mining. You know, they get out there, they show you roughnecking, same thing. They literally, that was very scary watching the oil rigging. When you watch those guys, there are truly chains that are being flung around pipes. They're helping to loosen the pipe. It's guys moving so fast, you're slipping on the deck. You know, they show you once, and then you're like, oh, I have to go out there? I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get dunked by this, you know, few 100-pound steel pipe that's coming down so that they can put it in the ground or, you know. And those guys, they're awesome. I just think that, you know, there was only one female boss that we had during all of the jobs that I was with, and she was in the Monster Jam. She ended up helping out on the Gravedigger. And, you know, other than that, we were very male-oriented kind of jobs. And all of those dudes are just fantastic. I can't even say any more great things because they do so much for everybody, getting out there, putting their own lives on the line. For themselves, for their families, for all of us. I don't know. Each one of them, they're like little families in each of those industries, which are great. And that's the best part about the jobs, are the people.
So last question, you and your husband have each done one reality show. I think you need to one-up him, and I was wondering if you might go on like, I don't know, like Big Brother or something like that.
I don't know if my husband was like that. He's like, you're too honest on TV. That's what he said to me. He's like, that's not always good. He goes, because you open yourself up. He goes, and then people hear and see everything about our lives. I'm like, well, that's why I'm a girl. Girls do that. We're open and honest, and you know, I'm real. I can't hide what's going on, and I'll say it as it is. And yeah, he just jokes. He's like, I don't know. He goes, you are too honest. He's like, at least when I did my show, I could mask things with funny, you know, so people didn't know if it was real or not real. He goes, but yours is all real.
Right, because he doesn't tell jokes about his wife in his act, right?
No, he does. But I would say
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, but sometimes, like with most comics, I feel like they take what's funny, but then they have to morph it so that it's acceptable and understandable by everybody, you know. So maybe the concept is there, like him not taking the trash out, because I remember lecturing him over and over again, like, you know, take the trash out, and he really would just ignore my request to take the trash out, and so then he kind of just has to put his little spin on it, and then it makes it work. People understand it, so. Well, I think my husband, he's a natural.
Well,
he's a natural.
I appreciate that, and it was. I want to tell people to catch the show. It's America's Toughest Jobs. It airs Monday nights on NBC. You can see video of Rie and the show's other contestants at www.nbc.com. You can also, this is the first time I did this, you can watch whole episodes online at the website. And Rie, thanks so much for joining us on Mr. Media today. It was delightful to talk to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.